Hey everyone, Ashley here again. Time for a little update on my university studies here in Waikato. So I've mostly just been studying for the past 3 weeks or something like that because I had 3 tests and 1 test every week, so it's been a lot of studying, but I have managed to do a lot of really cool things on the weekends, so this video will mostly be comprised of. I have managed to do a lot of really cool things on the weekends, so I will be showing you some of that. And last video I told you about something that I did that was a surprise that many of you may already know about if you know me. And yeah, so it's been really cool, lots of studying. The grading system is a little way different here than what it is back home. So back home you usually have like lots of assignments throughout the year, and then there will be tests, like maybe 3 or 4, that will each be a small part of your grade. But here it's one final test that is worth 40 or 50% of your grade, and then lots of little lab reports and tutorials and stuff like that in between. So getting used to that is very different because it's a lot less assignments, but when it comes around time to get ready for your tests, you're kind of like on your own a little bit. Like they give you a little bit of guidance as to what's going to be on the test, but you really have to study a lot. So doing that has been really different, and it's been interesting trying to see how like my self-motivation is when it comes to those kinds of things. And also the grading the scales are different. So here an A is, you can get like an 80, I think it's like an 85% or something like that, and it'd still be an A. And then a 70 to something is a B, and anything or if you get above a 50, you're passing basically. Like a C, the lowest C is 50%, and if you don't get above 50% is you don't pass. So that's really different because for us back home, it's usually 70% is a C, and then if you get below like 70, then you're getting like D's and F's. So that's really interesting how the grading scale is a lot different, but I feel like it's a lot harder to get an A. I may be wrong, but I don't know. But yeah, so that adjusting to that has been a little bit of a change. So when you get to your university, if you're about to study abroad, it's good to check and see how the grading scales are, so you know what you're getting yourself into, you know what you need to do and what grades you need to achieve to pass. And another thing that I feel is really important when trying to keep up with all of my assignments here, or my lack of assignments, but we still have some assignments. Anyways, one thing that's really important when trying to keep up with the assignments here is keeping updated with all of the emails and always checking the resources that the instructor puts for you online, because without those resources I would be very lost. And sometimes there's things that are not mentioned in class or are only mentioned in class and not on the website. So it's really good that they record the lectures as well here, so you can actually go back and look at them. It's a really useful tool to go back and be able to look at the lectures again and see what the teacher said in class, because sometimes there's something that's said in class that's not said on the online resources, and it's really useful when studying, because I kind of feel like the teachers here expect you to know some of the things that they're saying in class out loud rather than things that are just on the slide. So you really need to pay attention to what they're saying and take good notes, and it's really useful skills for, you know, just all in life in general and just in school as well. Like good note taking is so essential here. But yeah, going back and listening to the lectures is also very useful when I'm studying, because if I don't really get a concept, then I can go back and see what the teacher said about that concept and use the examples to solidify my understanding of that concept. So it's really good and useful that they have that here, because a lot of the learning here is pretty self-directed learning and there's not a lot of hand-holding, so you gotta be a big kid and, you know, do the learning yourself. But anyways, besides that, it's been really great. Another thing that's different here is that the class sizes are a lot bigger than back home. I mean, in comparison to like a lot of schools, they would be pretty small class sizes, because really there's like anywhere from maybe 60 to 100 people per class, and back home there would be around maybe like 25 to 30 or students in one class, so that's a lot different. You don't get as much personal time with the teachers, which is okay, because they do have a lot of resources, and they do still make themselves available, but it is slightly different, because I really like that personal experience back home with the small class sizes, and being able to get to know your teachers and being able to get to know the people around you as well. So you really have to just like put yourself out there and open up and actually go to the teacher to talk to them, and not expect them to come and help you whenever you need it. So, you know, you really need to be like proactive about those kinds of things here. So those are the main differences that are between the school systems from here and back home. And now that we've talked briefly about that, I'm going to show you what I've been doing the past couple weeks, and keep in mind that this is all, I haven't included any of the studying aspect of this in my videos this week. So in between all of the things you're about to see, there's a lot of me in my room studying. Like, trust me, within there it may look like I was just frolicking around, doing nothing without a care, and while I wish that were the case, no, I was doing a lot of studying in between this. So first of all, I guess I'll just say it now, I went to Auckland weeks ago to get a tattoo. So I had been planning this tattoo for maybe 2 or 3 months before I actually came here, or actually it was 2 months, but I had been following this artist for years before I was actually able to make a booking with him in January, knowing that I would be here around the time that his bookings were open. And I was just really excited to actually be able to get a spot, because I had always kind of dreamed of getting a tattoo from this artist, and I was so stoked, and it was honestly the best tattooing experience I've ever had. He was just so friendly, and like I felt so at ease and relaxed, and the healing process was just so easy. Like, it's the biggest tattoo that I have, and it was one of the easiest like to get through healing. Like, it wasn't very itchy, it didn't peel a whole lot, it was just great. It didn't really even hurt when I got it too much, though I do have a somewhat high pain tolerance, so there's that. But it was just like such an amazing experience. So I will show you a little bit of clips from my trip to Auckland to go get a tattoo now. Enjoy. Okay, so we are now on our way to go pick up the rental car so I can travel to Auckland and get a tattoo tomorrow. And Deepika is gonna be my driver, but don't tell the rental company that. Basu and Deepika are with me. didn't get a video of the finished product, but here's a picture of it right here, and also his Instagram, so please go check him out. He's an amazing artist. If you can get a booking with him, do it. If you want to, like, get a really good tattoo, it's so worth it. This experience was so worth it. So now I'm just gonna go to some random stuff that I've been doing the past couple weeks. I didn't get a whole bunch of video footage of everything, so I'm just gonna smush it all into one short little video segment. But I went to Hamilton Gardens. That was really cool. I went on my bike that I bought, and I rode it down to the gardens and just walked around. It was really cool. They had so many different like flowers and plants and stuff like that, and that was one of the main things to do in Hamilton, so I checked that off my list. And then I went on I think it was called Parangi Trail. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. This is kind of just from memory, but yeah, we went on a little trail walk with some friends and got to see a cool limestone cave, which sadly I didn't get any footage of, but it was just like a tiny little limestone cave that we all walked through. But the nature was really awesome. And then after that, we went to the Bridal Veil Falls, which was a beautiful waterfall with like a short walk. It was super like quick and fast, kind of cool thing to do. It took maybe like 20 minutes, and that's including us hanging out, you know, at the bottom of the falls too. And yeah, there's some other stuff that I did too, but I didn't actually get footage of it. So we went to the beach and hung out, and that was cool. One of the cool beaches, or like main beaches to go to here, is Raglan Beach. So after Bridal Veil Falls, we all went to Raglan and kind of just hung out on the beach, and it was really cool. I couldn't go in the water because I had gotten the tattoo, but it was still really fun to just like hang out on the sand and, I don't know, just read, and I was doing like crossword puzzles or something, but it was fun. So yeah, here's some clips of just the random stuff that I've been doing throughout the weeks when I'm not studying. So all of that stuff was super fun, and to save the best for last, or at least in the past couple weeks, one of the best things that I've done was we did the Tongariro Alpine Crossing. And so this was a thing that was put up by the school, and the school organized a bus to come and pick up a bunch of us students, and mostly international students, to go and do this hike. It's one of the 7 great hikes in New Zealand, and it is beautiful. So the Tongariro Alpine Crossing is cool for so many reasons. One of them is that it's actually right next to, or at least the trail that we took is right next to the Mount Doom from Lord of the Rings. So that was really cool to actually see it right there next to us. And you can actually hike up it, but we didn't have enough time to do it. So that was one of the reasons it was really cool. Another reason that the Tongariro is so cool is that it's rooted in a lot of Maori culture. The area is, and it's a very sacred place to the people of New Zealand, or I should say Aotearoa, which is the actual name of New Zealand, or the recognized Maori name for New Zealand. And you can really feel when you go there how a place like that can be so culturally significant. There's some sort of energy about the area that is pretty humbling, and honestly, hiking up there, like, it's hard not to be just so encapsulated by the views and the feeling you get when you're there. So if you do go hike it, I will say please be respectful, and just going anywhere in the world, please be respectful to not just culturally significant places, but just like the world, really. But especially when you're in a place like that, it was recommended that we didn't touch the water, and not just for the reason that it has sulfur and like minerals in it from the active volcano, but just the fact that it is such a culturally significant place. And coming from Hawaii, you really understand the value of those types of rules, and you grow a certain type of respect for the land and for the area, which is, I believe, is really important. And so if you're going anywhere that there are rules, please follow them. But anyways, the hike was just like so beautiful. There were so many different areas of all different sorts of landscapes. So you go through forests, you go through barren lava rock, there were active sulfur vents, and just like giant craters of red dirt created from the active volcanoes, and just so many different reasons to appreciate this area. There were even like waterfalls, or well, maybe not little trickles down the mountain, but still it was really beautiful to see those things. And the hike itself was about 8 hours long, so we started a little after 9 and didn't get back till a little after 5 p.m. So by the end of the hike, we were all pretty dead, and coming down was actually the hardest part. My feet were hurting a lot, and it's not something you do without a certain amount of physical ability, I guess. But it was good. Honestly, if you hike a lot, you'll be fine. It's not the worst thing in the world. But if you're not a regular hiker, then I would say maybe do a little preparation before you go, and be ready, because there was a lot of stairs, and just making sure to have all of the proper equipment and food and everything you might need to go on a hike like that, because when it's a hike that's that long, it's very important to be prepared. Anyways, I'm gonna stop talking now and just show you some clips from my time on the Tongariro. Enjoy! anyways, this is going to be kind of an abrupt ending, but that was the hike. It was amazing. I do recommend it. I'm leaving today to go to the South Island. We have a 2-week recess, so I'm going to be gone for a couple of weeks, and then when I come back, I will upload another video showing you what I did last weekend, which was dope, and I will also show you everything that we did in the South Island, and hopefully I have enough video for it. But yeah, anyways, I'll see you next time. Bye.